don't feel good in my heart watching you text me and then like knowing that I'm
Drake might not be too pleased with the latest developments surrounding his personal life. Despite his reputation for releasing 100 gigs worth of music and consistently being at the forefront of the rap game, this time the conversation about him isn't coming from his usual channels. For a star as big as Drake, who's known for being meticulous about his image and his connection with fans through his music, this situation is likely to be more frustrating than expected. While we're used to seeing Drake control the narrative about his life, fame has a way of stripping away that control. Recently, Drake found himself tangled in a messy social media spat involving his alleged former flame, Johnny Blaze, and her friend, Ghetto Barbie. In a rather unexpected turn of events, Ghetto Barbie took it upon herself to expose some alleged text messages between Blaze and Drake, pulling the rapper into a drama he most likely never intended to be a part of. The exposed messages allegedly point to an unresolved tension between Blaze and the Sixth God, but it didn't stop there. Things escalated when an audio clip surfaced where Drake supposedly addresses their past. In this lengthy voice message, Drake reportedly reflects on the history between him and Johnny Blaze, hinting at his discomfort with reopening that chapter. His tone is said to be one of hesitation, implying that while he acknowledges their shared past, he's not interested in rekindling anything. This comes at a time when Drake is firmly focused on his career, releasing music at an unmatched pace, so dealing with old personal issues likely feels more like a nuisance than anything else. Given his status, such public entanglements are unavoidable, but it's clear Drake prefers to keep these parts of his life out of the spotlight. While he's open about his experiences in his music, it's situations like this one that demonstrate the downside of being a megastar. When every aspect of your life can be put on display, even the parts you'd rather keep private. The fact that this situation is now unfolding on social media adds another layer of frustration, as it's well known that Drake is selective about how much of his personal life he shares with the world. The leaking of alleged texts and the subsequent voice message suggests that Drake is not in control of this narrative, and for someone as protective of his image as he is, that's a tough pill to swallow. This incident reminds us that even the biggest stars aren't immune to the chaos of personal drama being aired out online. In Drake's case, though, it's bound to add another layer to his complex relationship with fame, privacy, and the scrutiny that comes with being a global icon. In reality, what Drake was exposed for in this situation is far less dramatic than it may initially seem. At the core of this recent controversy, it appears that all Drake really did was politely decline to rekindle anything with Johnny Blaze, a figure from his past. Despite the way the situation has been blown up online, the rapper didn't act disrespectfully or cause unnecessary drama. Instead, he made it clear that he harbors no hard feelings towards Blaze, showing maturity in how he handled the situation. However, as with any publicized glimpse into a celebrity's personal life, there's always more that meets the eye. While Drake might have respectfully curved Blaze, the underlying discussion about their history, and particularly his remarks about sometimes not knowing how to respond to her texts, hint at a more complicated dynamic. Relationships, especially those involving high-profile figures, are often layered with nuances that the public can only speculate about. His uncertainty about how to engage with Blaze suggests there might be unresolved feelings or simply an awkwardness in navigating a past connection while trying to remain professional and respectful. After all, Drake's fame adds an entirely different level of complexity to personal relationships, where the line between private interactions and public scrutiny becomes blurred. Nevertheless, as curious as fans may be about the intricacies of Drake and Johnny Blaze's past, it's not something that will likely be fully revealed. Instead, attention has started to shift to another intriguing revelation: Drake's alleged claim that he's being forced to tour for Live Nation. This claim, if true, could explain his participation in his recent massive tour through its All a Blur series. For some fans, the idea that Drake might not entirely be in control of his career choices, especially when it comes to his grueling tour schedule, adds another layer of intrigue. Touring is one of the most demanding aspects of an artist's life, physically and mentally, and while fans benefit from the live experience, the artist's toll can be steep. The It's All a Blur tour, which spanned numerous cities with back-to-back performances, has been both a major success and a source of speculation. Fans adore seeing Drake perform live, but with his recent comments, some are beginning to wonder if this extensive tour schedule is more of an obligation than a passion project for the rapper. Live Nation, a giant in the concert promotion industry, has been known to lock artists into massive touring deals, and if Drake feels pressured by contractual obligations, it could explain the relentlessness of his tour schedule. Drake has always been candid about the pressures of fame and the demands that come with it, often weaving these themes into his music. If there's truth to his being forced to tour, it could be a reflection of the broader issue many artists face in balancing their artistic freedom with the business side of the industry. Touring, while lucrative, can be exhausting, and if Drake feels like he's being pushed into it rather than doing it on his own terms, it could change the way fans perceive his live shows. What was once viewed as a celebration of his career and connection with fans may now be seen as part of the cost of his massive success. Ultimately, whether it's his past with Johnny Blaze or his current dealings with Live Nation, the truth is often more layered than what's seen on the surface. For Drake, a figure who spent much of his career trying to maintain some semblance of privacy despite being one of the most recognizable names in music, these revelations show just how difficult it can be to manage both personal and professional expectations. As much as fans might want to know every detail of his life, it's clear that some aspects, like his past with Blaze, are meant to remain private. Meanwhile, his supposed comments about Live Nation and touring hint at the pressures even megastars face in keeping the machine of their career running. Returning to the Johnny Blaze situation, it's clear she's not pleased with her former friend for allegedly leaking private messages purportedly from Drake. However, this isn't the only controversy surrounding the Toronto superstar lately. In a recent interview on the Pivot podcast, Steve Stout made headlines by revealing that Drake turned down the opportunity to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show not once, but twice. "I can confirm that Drake rejected the Super Bowl twice," Stout stated, adding fuel to the ongoing discussions about the event. He elaborated on the implications of Drake's decision, suggesting that if he had agreed to perform, he likely would have brought out special guests like Lil Wayne and possibly Nicki Minaj. This notion raises questions about Nicki's potential disappointment at not sharing the stage during such a high-profile event. Stout emphasized that the narrative suggesting the NFL reached out to Drake is misguided. "Drake did turn it down twice," he reiterated. "And that's perfectly fine, he simply didn't want to do it." This revelation adds another layer to the ongoing dialogue about Drake's choices and the dynamics of celebrity performances, especially in a setting as significant as the Super Bowl. Well guys, what are your thoughts? Do tell us in comment section below. Thanks for watching.